With the recent announcement of the best Necromancy XP method being nerfed to rituals at high levels, it brings up a lot of questions regarding balancing. Is this the right decision? Is there FOMO involved? And what could be a solution? Enough to chat about, so let's talk about it. Yo, what's going on guys? My name's Chivalric and today I want to be talking about the Rituals nerf that is coming to RuneScape with an unannounced date just so far, but it has been announced that it will be nerfed on a recent livestream that Jagex did, meaning that Rituals will probably still be the best training method, but a lot more in line with combat training, and it makes a lot of people quite upset, and I want to talk about it because there's FOMO and there's also a solution to this situation. So if you're going to enjoy it, leave a like, join the discussion in the comment section down below, subscribe if you're new, we're on the road to 5,000 by the end of the year. Let's get into it. So first thing first, what's going to be changing? So if you haven't been keeping up to date, pretty much what's going to be changing is the ritual training method. Right now, if you do rituals at high levels with the highest danger modifiers, you get a lot of random events and it will accumulate to about 2 million experience an hour if you interact with everything. And they want to bring it more in line with combat training, because right now the best combat training method is actually doing those phantoms with the platypus. I'm very curious to see if they're going to be nerfing it, and I think they will, because in a way it's kind of a bug. If you haven't seen it, it looks ridiculous. But pretty much after that, it's Abyssal Beast, which is fully AFK in your player-owned Slayer dungeon and will give you around 1 million, 1.1 million experience AFK at the moment in time. There might be some better methods, but these are like the most commonly used and known ones. And Rituals right now give over 2 million experience XP an hour. And they're going to be nerfing it. It hasn't been set in stone yet to what exactly it's going to be nerfed, so we will have to wait and see. But it will definitely be under 2 million. And I would assume it is still going to be better than Abyssal Beast AFK. So that begs the question, will this actually mean that this is FOMO? Is there fear of missing out when you're not playing in the time period that this is still a good method? Will you only be able to get good experience rates whenever you play a skill early on? That's a bad thing. Well, at least that's a discussion that's going on, and it's an issue that is being raised. And if you ask me, and this might be a controversial take, I think that is a non-issue. Pretty much meaning that I think that there's no issue within that at all. And here's the reason why. Let's be honest, whenever a game releases, there will always have to be balancing changes. There are always bugs, there's also things to abuse, and there's glitches, etc. That goes for any game, and that goes for any update in RuneScape, especially the bigger ones, and especially something like the Necromancy skill. And to add on top of that, Jagex announced at the start that it's gonna be in active development, meaning that pretty much throughout the skill things will change. Certain abilities will change. Some will become more powerful, some become less powerful, some experience rates will go better, and some will be worse. And that is kind of just how balancing works in a video game, and I feel like this is common knowledge. So I don't think people can complain about fear of missing out, because you know that this happens, and if you are afraid of missing out, you gotta play at the release. I feel like FOMO is definitely in RuneScape, but in different aspects. This is just something that is just part of gaming, and sure, you can call it FOMO, and you can probably make an argument of it being FOMO, but I feel like that's not the issue at hand. However, I do think there's a bigger issue at hand with this nerf in general, especially regarding active training and AFK training and reward versus experience. So I did a whole video on this one, so if you're interested in like more deep going takes, go check that out. But pretty much, I think there should be a good balance between something being AFK and good experience, and something being active and better experience, and maybe there's some good loot, and if there's good loot, it needs to be less experience, because I feel like there should always be a good balance. I don't think there should be a one-stop shop for everything. Let's say Rashul would be the best necromancy experience in the game. It will also make you a lot of money. That should not be good, because then Rashul will be the only thing that you have to do, and I think there should be a bit of variety. I think Rashul right now, sitting at 700k experience, could use a little bit of a buff, but still, you make a lot of money there as well, so if you want experience, you have to go elsewhere. But the best combat training method right now, as I said, is pretty much Abyssal Beast AFK, or that weird setup way with the platypus, which is also pretty much AFK. And that is an issue, because it is AFK, it's the best method, and it's a combat skill as well. So that combat being the best thing is okay from a combat perspective, but not from an AFK, because it is slightly profitable. It's not ridiculously profitable. It's like a nice little like pocket change, and it will definitely cover your supplies and maybe make you like a couple 100k or maybe a mil or something profit. I'm not too certain on the actual numbers, but it's nothing to write home about, right? So I guess that's a good balance between experience and, you know, money or GP an hour or whatever you want to call it. But it isn't a good balance between, you know, active training and passive training, because this is a passive training method and it's the best in game. And pretty much if you do actively, which is bossing, then you will not get better experience rates. And that raises a bigger question and kind of the issue within this video. There aren't really many active training methods besides rituals. Rituals is the only active training method that requires pretty much full focus, so you're not missing any of the random events. But then again, it's a combat skill, and it's kind of weird that a skilling method is the best method to train a combat skill. The whole idea, I guess, is, you know, to go out there and, you know, slay things instead of just standing at the ritual side and interacting with some monsters, which I don't think it should be like 400 or 500k experience an hour. I think it still should be good, but I feel like it should be more in line with the Abyssal Beast method, or maybe a little bit more like sitting at 1.4, 1.5 million experience an hour, which I guess is where they're going to. But then there's still the issue of combat not being the best training method. But how are you going to be solving it? And well, I feel like unironically, or ironically I should say, there's actually a solution to this, and it's something that has been nerfed because it was way too overpowered. And yes, I'm talking about Elite Dungeons 3. And no, I'm not talking about getting the old experience rate at Elite Dungeons 3 back, because I believe that people could push like 5 or 7 or 8 million experience an hour on like double XP with all sorts of boost, bonus experience and whatever. I don't think that is right. I definitely think that Elite Dungeons 3 deserved a nerf. However, any Elite Dungeon for that matter, it doesn't have to be Elite Dungeons 3, should kind of be some of the best training methods, and better than Abyssal Beast, and maybe even better than rituals. And the reason why I'm saying it is because you actively need to run through the dungeon to get experience, and you can't just, you know, sit there and AFK things. And I think it's very ironic that the solution to this, because quite frankly, Elite Dungeons 3 money wise from the start, at least the trash mobs that everyone did, is terrible. It's just really good experience, and I think that should exactly be the case, because it's an active training method and it will give you good experience rates. I think that is really, really good, and I think that's the solution to this problem. But that kind of raises the question, what should be the solution? Are we okay now with the rituals being nerfed? Are we okay with, you know, Abyssal Beast becoming the best method, even better than rituals, because they're gonna buff something? Because I still think there should be some sort of like benefit to taking on slay creatures over other monsters. Because right now, if there's a monster that doesn't require slay level with 40k health and Abyssal Beast that has 40k health, then it gives the same experience, which is kind of weird. And I think that needs to be changed. And I don't think bossing should be the best way to do it. I think bossing should definitely be good experience, but it shouldn't be best in slot. So that only kind of leaves one training method, which is either Shattered Worlds, which is also a good one, or the Elite Dungeons. They should be the methods, and that's it. It's weird to say, but yeah, the issue that was fixed needs to be kind of unfixed, just with better experience rates. I think like around 2 million experience an hour is more than fine. 2.5 million is more than fine when it comes to Elite Dungeons. So yeah, Elite Dungeons is the solution to our current problem, which is kind of strange. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Leave a like if you did. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Subscribe if you're new. My name's Chevalric, and I'll see you guys in my next video on Saturday or on my stream at 5 PM game time every single day. My name's Chevalric. See you guys in the next video.